Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG, and today we were here with a really cool deck list. We had a Treasure Cup that just happened the past weekend. Ended up playing this one guy round one, and if you were watching the stream, I did lose to him, but he was playing Yamato. Very new deck. Lots of people are written it off as not even being tier 1.5, but he actually had some choices and some lines of play that really shined through the event and actually carried him to a 7-2 finish. So wanted to get his deck profile on here, wanted to do that. I'm not really gonna make a separate video for it, but I happened to go 6-3 top 64, so that was cool with Luffy, but I think I'm gonna stick to a better deck next time. But here, we're going to go over his matchups, we're going to go over his deck list, and just really congratulate him for making that finish the first week this deck was out. Past that, I just want to say, as per usual, if you like the content, go ahead and like the video so it trends. I also want to say that we are shooting for 5,000 subscribers very soon, and I think next week I'm going to have some great news for fans of this channel, and people that want to see the brand grow. So past that, we're going to go into the deck profile, and afterwards I'm going to give you guys the normal Mystic TCG plug so you guys know where to buy your sealed product for any of the card games you may play. Best sponsor, don't at me. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, so we are here with a gentleman that actually did something pretty cool this weekend. And no, I'm not talking about handing me my first piping hot L out of 3. This guy actually took it to the dome with a unique deck, and I instantly knew, like, halfway through the tournament, I wanted to get him on the channel. And then he proceeded to do extremely well with a deck that most people wouldn't have even put on the map for tier 1. So why don't you introduce yourself, sir, and then we can talk about your deck list afterwards.
So I'm Ryan. I played Yamato today, the new leader that just came out. It's a long day, a lot of red, of course, but we ended up finishing in the top 16, so it went well.
Yeah. And so I guess we're gonna lead into the deck list, talk about maybe matchups afterwards, and then some thoughts for anybody that may want to play Yamato in the future. So are you ready to get into it?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. All right. So, like I said, Yamato leader. I love this card. Great effect. And then I got the Yamato sleeves, so that helped. But we'll start with the 2Ks. So I run 15 2Ks. All right. So I run the 4 Strucin, 4 Pudding, 4 Sanji, and then I run 3 of the starter deck Yamato 2Ks. So I really like having a ton of counter power, especially Yamato's effect. The Strucin is pretty much the only one that would see like some play to deal with like chopper blockers and stuff. The Yamato's effect is pretty solid. I mean, it's not terrible. You get to plus your hand at the cost of 1 life, obviously, and she comes to 5k for until your next turn, so not too bad. But get into
Strucin single-handedly will change certain deck lists, because I know I was going in with a couple of choppers, and I actually changed it to 1 chopper and 2 of the 2-drop Whitebeard blocker, because I was like, when you think you're safe against yellow and they just drop a Strucin, you're like, oh no.
This Strucin is really useful against decks that run the chopper, right? I mean, I've even seen some Whitebeard do it. And then also has like some use against Zorin, like if you're a little behind and you need to get rid of a buggy or something. And then it also it's pretty good against Law.
Yeah, I was to say that one time where they have like the 6-drop, 1 searcher, and then a bunch of blockers, and you're just like, what searcher? And Strucin just comes in there for game.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously we got the 4 Puddings, main search engine of the card of these next, right? Got the 3 Parasparrow, or 4, I'm sorry, 4 Parasparrow, and 4 Cracker, and 4 Rush Katakuri, then 4 of the vanilla Yamato. So this right here is like, the mid game, obviously. And what I really like about this deck is it's a deck that wants to go first. And in a format where a lot of the decks want to go second, having that ability to not care if you're forced to go first is great. And this deck can still play going second. But the ideal, obviously, is to go putting into Paraspero into the Yamato, like for your mid game. And then having the crackers off triggers is stupid. Crackers is stupid card. And then the Rush Katakuri, probably I'd say like MVP of this deck today, because there's so many times where he's live, and having that 6K body rush is awesome. I think one of my games I killed them from 4 life because he put me to less life, and I dropped 2 categories, in the end game. So, yeah, this card's nuts. Being able to top check and stack your triggers, right? You can stack some of the good event triggers you have to the bottom. If you want some extra protection, so it's really good card. And then the vanilla is just a body that is difficult to deal with for red. You can't get Jet Pistol to have, without like doing a lot of extra, right? Jet Pistol, Fire Fist. Fire Fist is probably a bigger threat that you would think of right now. And they got to commit, more resources to do that. So overall, this deck doesn't get hurt too bad by Fire Fist, at least in my opinion, because the Parasparrows, I'm usually perfectly fine with them dying because it just lets me stack more counters in hand.
2 things. One, I love the fact I have 2 cats of my own. I love the fact that your cat just happens to be framed perfectly by your elbow, your desk, and the cardboard.
Right.
Like, just
Yeah.
it just came over and like, yeah, this is great. The second thing is I can attest to what Ryan just said, because that 5-drop Yamato, it carried our game. Like, I opened up Fire Fist and I was about to put the hand back, but I was like, no, because if I start pushing his life and he starts getting triggers, I want to be able to wreck his board and take the pressure off myself. And he played 5-drop Yamato, and I was like, Otama, Brook,
Yeah.
where are you?
Yeah.
And I just didn't see an Otama, and the Brook came way too late in the game. So like, yeah, that just being that 7K body puts in so much work versus red.
Yeah, it's like there were so many times where I would just freely swing at life and like ignore board just because I know like how big and difficult this was to deal with, even on the crackback. So it was definitely, always looking to play this on turn 3, basically. All right, so for the top end, I mean, Yamato doesn't have like super big boss monsters, but you got the 4 7-drop Lin, and then 2 of the Katakuri. So this card is nuts in Yamato. Like, it's absolutely disgusting. Because of, especially on Perfect Curve, because of the pressure that you can apply, like before that, there's no good choice. Like burning your life or giving me an extra life, it's really rough. So being able to play the 7-drop like perfectly curve is kind of insane. And then going into the next turn after, if you have another one, you can not only drop that, do another burn or heal, but you have enough Dawn to stack on your leader and leave up 1 for a counter. So that play, I don't think any game that I went 5 into 7/7 just didn't lose. And then the Katakuri, he's just there to deal with any like problems, right? So like in the mirror, he hits himself or the 7-drop, which is good. Gets rid of like a pesky one of Marco blocker, things like that. Just getting him out, I think, is important. I almost always want to use him to bottom life something because I'm more confident in surviving and giving the opponent that extra life. But the plays to like maybe heal a pudding is there if you need it. So just that extra 8K body that removes, going into double of this or 1 of each is really hard to deal with.
Yeah, not to mention with Katakuri, a lot of people underestimate how good he is in a simplified game state. It's like if your opponent has 3 life, but you have 5 attacks, and they only have a couple cards in hand, bottom decking a 0k means nothing. Like, you're going to take it away regardless, and it's not going to add value to their hand as you continue to swing. So, it's just good.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you have that knowledge of what their last trigger is. Like, so, you know, whether it be a no counter, a 1k, 2k, whatever you end up on, okay, usually won't be a 2k, but you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, going into that, like, final game swing turn that, like, hey, I know that's a 1k. I'm not worried about it. I know it's a vanilla, you know, something like that. So, it's really good. I've been playing with the idea of playing him at 3, but so far I really like the balance of this current list. So now we'll move into the event. So runs pretty event heavy, right? So we got 4 Thunderbolt, 4 Narikabra Arrow, the new event from the starter, and then 1 Ikoku Sovereignty. So Thunderbolt is just an insane card in Yamato. It's already just a really strong card in general, being able to KO 5 cost. Obviously, we all have experienced the Thunderbolt triggers. They're absolutely infuriating. It's almost every card, and no cost to it, right? But Yamato actually liked to play this from hand, because if you've got board control state, like we were talking about, like, you know, in a simplified state, being able to just keep their board at 1 or 0 while you are playing a deck that runs crazy amounts of counters, you want to get to 2 life. And this Thunderbolt is, I won't say it's never like dead, because the game I lost to the guy that won, the Zora player, I had 2 in hand and it was dead. So that was unfortunate. But most times you get value out of it, and you can also pitch it for Screwson, which is great.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I mean, I might have to upload our match because it was like a point and click case of half the stuff you were saying. I got Thunderbolted 3 times in our game.
Yeah.
2 from hand and 1 from life. Like, it was obliterated.
Yeah. I've seen like some people like toying with the idea of like reducing or taking Thunderbolt out completely, and I just can't get behind that right now. I think it's too good in Yamato. So this event counter, Arrow, is disgusting. This card, being a 1 cost, when you're at 2 or less life, minus 3k to your opponent's leader or character. Combine that with the fact that your leader is sitting at 6k. This is a huge swing, and enables so many like aggressive plays and not being worried about dying the next turn, even if you're at 1 or sometimes 0 life. This card is gross. It also has the trigger that you trash 2 and heal 1. So, you know, why not? That's one of the cards. Like, if I reveal this, or if, you know, I see this with a Rush Katakuri, I can put this to the bottom, knowing that I can either take it as a counter, leaving 1 Dawn up, or just heal and get the extra life. So this card is really good, and I run a 1-up for Sovereignty, just because there are a lot of times where you do have extra Dawn and you can't push for game. So I just wanted to try out a 1-of. It worked really nice. Big counter, and same thing, the trigger heals, right? And it's also searchable, which is nice. So when I see this with a pudding, like, sometimes I'll grab it. Yeah. So this late game with the, like, some of these counters in hand, plus all the 2Ks you run, you're playing yellow Whitebeard, and it's very strong.
I hear that. Yellow Whitebeard. Yeah, on the defense, that is, that do be bussin'. So, what can you tell us about your matchups today and how you felt about them in general?
Yeah, so for sure. Obviously, you and I played first round. You were playing Luffy. I played a mirror Yamato, which was interesting. I got to go first, and I just had more board than he did and pushed hard. I played 6 Zoros today. So after that, I went on a rush of like 4 straight Zoros. And then I played 1 Whitebeard. So my losses were 1 Zoro. So I went 5-1 against Zoro. I think Yamato is crazy strong into Zoro. And then I lost 1 to a Whitebeard. Both games were pretty close, and I feel relatively comfortable like trying to like workshop the Whitebeard matchup a little more. But overall, the deck felt really strong. Obviously, I played a lot of the same deck, which is Zoro, but as we all know, you're going to play a lot of Zoro and Whitebeard in this meta. So having one of those matchups, which I originally thought was like maybe a 60-40 in my favor, like after today and like the other testing I've done, I'm tempted to push that to like a 70-30 kind of ratio. Like it's really strong into Zoro.
Alrighty. Well, once again, congratulations for the top 16. That was awesome to see you go up the ladder with this deck.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you.
And from what I know, you said you're going to be in Orlando next weekend?
That's correct. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll probably take Yamato to it. We'll see. I don't really want to play Whitebeard, but
I mean, that regional invite is on the line.
I know. But I mean, if I repeat performance, this would be an invite, right? They do top 16. So hopefully, we'll see how it goes. I think this is a really strong deck right now that people will probably start to learn more about. I've had quite a few people forget her effect. And the fact that she's a 6K, right? So I think even the guy that won, I lost to, I think he even hit me with a 5K swing into 6K leader. So I imagine people will start to get a little more used to playing against this deck. So I do think there's like that factor of like, hey, this is a new deck. I don't really know how to play this matchup. But I still think it'll be like pretty strong moving forward. It already has a crazy matchup against blue. Disgusting against blue. I think the law matchup is better than the other yellows. And it's really strong against Lucci. That arrow card hits Lucci and Kid leader effects like hard. So yeah, I think it's a great deck.
Alrighty then. Well, first and foremost, I do want to thank you for being on the channel with this deck. It was really cool to play against, and it was cool to see, like I said, just it climb the ladder. And I also want to say just the normal plug that if you guys are looking to buy these cards, whether it be the starter decks that you don't have yet, you can look down at my Mystic TCG link, that is my sponsor, or go to the TCG link that's an affiliate link and buy the singles that you don't have from this deck. Either way, if you want to play a yellow deck but you don't want to play Katakuri and you know Big Mom is sus, this is something to do. So like, get out there and actually play it. But like I said, congratulations again, and thanks for being on the channel, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
And I will likely, unless we just don't pass each other, I'll see you in Orlando.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
All right, see you. So let's talk about Mystic TCG, your one-stop shop for all your TCG needs. On the site, you can buy or pre-order plenty of sealed product for plenty of games. Just make sure though, if you're pre-ordering, to give it 3 to 4 months in advance to start looking, because sometimes the product is indeed hot, supply and demand, And then if you want to buy singles, go on tcgplayer.com. There's going to be a link in the description where you can buy for the best value. And if you want to sell cards or collections, you can message them on their Facebook site so you can get the best bang for your buck on any type of way you want to buy or sell cards. And then while you're at it, you can use the code UNIXTCG at checkout to get even more of a discount. So hey, what are you waiting for? Check out Mystic TCG today. So that was that. I hope you guys enjoyed the profile. Hope you guys learned something. He really did break down the cards and show you guys the lines of thought that went into his deck building. So that was a real treat to see. You already saw the Mystic TCG plug, and I just want to say that if you want to explore all the quadrants of Universe X, just go down in the description, hit that link tree, and get to explore it. So yeah, see you guys next time. If you're going to be in Florida next week, I mean, there's going to be videos between now and then, but I will see you in Florida next week for the regional. And yeah, I think that's just about it. You guys have a great day or night or whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video.